My name's Andy, and this is the most magical podcast on earth. Here with brand new episodes every other week, talking about Walt Disney World with people who love Walt Disney World. But as you can see from the title of this episode, this is a bonus podcast. So last week, we had a mega trip report from my 2 weeks at Walt Disney World. There's been a lot of questions about that since the last episode. So firstly, if you haven't heard the last episode, listen to that podcast now and then come back and we're going to get into your questions. This is the most magical podcast on earth. As part of the Secret Recordings Network, you can follow us on all the socials at Pod Magical. All the pictures from my trip are there, and that is where you can go if you've got any questions. If you want to be a guest, if you've got questions on the regular podcast, that is what we do. But right now, I'm going to answer some of your questions from my trip, because a lot of people have been wanting to know stuff that wasn't really answered on the last episode. So let's see if I can get to your questions. Let's see if I can answer what you want to know. If you don't hear your question, by the way, or if you've got another question, do still get in touch, because on the regular podcasts, we have a Q&A on the podcast anyway, so do get in touch. Hello to Jackie. She's first up. She wants to know about park passes. Andy, you mentioned you had to get park passes. I thought they'd gone. Well, park passes have gone. If you've got the regular UK ticket, the 7-day, 14-day ticket, don't worry about park passes. You are good to go where you want, when you want. Park hopping, it's all good to go. I have an annual pass, because I'm a DVC member, so because I go quite a lot, I've got an annual pass. With the annual passes, we still, on most days, still have to make park pass reservations, which is very annoying because on the day that I did 4 parks in one day, I wanted to do Tron and I wanted to do Guardians of the Galaxy, but I wanted to start at Animal Kingdom. So because I had to make a park pass for the first park I wanted to go to, which is Animal Kingdom because they're open before the others, it meant that I couldn't get a virtual queue for either Guardians or Tron, which is why on that day I had to be in Epcot just before 1 o'clock to try and get Guardians on the 1 o'clock drop, and then we bought Tron as an individual lightning lane. So if you've got the UK ticket and you go in and you're worried about making park passes and it's all very stressful, don't worry about that, Jackie. You don't have to. As long as you've got the UK date-based ticket, you are good to go. Steve wants to know about meeting the rhinos, because my wife would like to do the one with the elephants that you mentioned. I've looked online, but I can't see where you can book it. I think you need a VPN. You can either phone to book or you get the VPN. For some reason, it's like when you have to make certain reservations for things like firework parties. For some reason, if you're trying to get online from the UK, it only lets you do it from the American site. So if you've got a VPN, you can do that. The availability opens up. It's like making restaurant reservations. So it's 60 days before. And then if you're staying on site, you get another first 10 days on top of that as well. The Meet the Rhinos and the Elephants one as well, I think they are very, very limited. The one I went on with the Rhinos, there was only like a dozen people on the tour. So it goes really, really quick because they only do it once a day. So if you're looking to try and book it and you get confused, because I think it is there on the Disney website and then there's no actual physical page where you can book it. So try it with a VPN, or do give your Disney a call, tell them, and they will explain and they'll tell you maybe when to call back or whatever. Hi to Paul, who wants to know, I was following your story on Instagram, Andy, and I saw the line dancing at Magic Kingdom. When is that and where is that? The line dancing, I think they call it the Frontierland Hoedown. So that was with Chippendale and Clarabelle and some of the country birds. They come out and they randomly do this line dancing routine with various cast members. It's more like a flash mob. I've seen this online and I always wanted to do it. And luckily, the first day we went to Magic Kingdom, we just happened to catch it. And I did actually catch it twice on my trip. They don't actually post the times of when it happens. So it happens just outside Country Bird Jamboree, usually late afternoon, early evening. I did ask a cast member when it was going to happen one day, and it happened 3 times in that day. So it was 5:15, 6, and then 6:45. But that was that day, so it might change. Best thing to do, make your way to Frontierland, find one of the blue umbrellas, one of the customer relations, they'll be able to tell you. They might even be in it. But it's a really good thing to do watching the line dancing. It was like proper old school Disney fun. Don't worry about going to restaurants or jumping on attractions. Just embrace some of the fun. Because that's what, a lot of the time, you're darting around the parks and you miss a lot of that. A lot of people, they don't walk around Animal Kingdom and see the animals. They don't stand outside Casey's Corner and watch the pianist. That's the real good Disney atmosphere. So make sure you get time for that one. On Instagram, Wildman2212, rank your top 3 table service buffet restaurants, top 3 quick service, And top 3 snacks. Oh, this is a tricky one. Okay, let's do table service first of all. Chef Art Smith's Homecoming, number 1, without a doubt. I'm going to have to put that in there for the fried chicken and donuts and a moonshine and the dessert platter, which they do now, so I can have the moonshine and I can have the moonshine cake and I can have the hummingbird cake. And so, yeah, Art Smith's is the number 1 on the table service. This is really difficult. Do you know what? I'm going to put Boma in there because that was a really good restaurant. I enjoyed doing Boma over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I'm going to put that in there as well because you can get the zebra domes and the soups and salads were really good. Third place. I am going to put in third place. Do you know what? I'll put a restaurant in there where you can meet characters. So I'm going to go Topolino's Terrace for breakfast because that's a good character meet and I quite like the food in there as well. Quick service. Eat over at Disney Springs, the new Eat. That's technically a quick service, so that one's going in. I like Regal Eagle Smokehouse at Epcot, so that's got to get in there as well. And another quick service that I always go to, Satuli Canteen. You know, you can't go wrong with Satuli Canteen. Snacks. Okay, top 3 snacks. I'm going to go traditional. I'm going to go the cinnamon roll from Gaston's Tavern at Magic Kingdom. Always ask for extra icing. It's a great snack. And then you're going to hate me because I'm being boring here, but you've got to have a Dole Whip and you've got to have a crispy treat. I always like to get my Mickey crispy treat while I'm watching the parade. There you go. Put me on the spot. I had to answer that quick before I changed my mind on any of those. LC on Instagram. Going in June, please explain stacking for the lightning lanes. Okay, well, I didn't do this on the last trip. I have done it before. Do you remember a few years ago when they first brought in Genie Plus? And here in the UK, you could add it on to your entire trip, and it worked out like £6 a day. It was ridiculous they got rid of that. I'm not surprised. So stacking for lightning lanes. So lightning lanes, you can book your first lightning lane at 7 a.m. You can book your next lightning lane either after you've used your first lightning lane or 2 hours after park closes. And then every 2 hours after that, you can book another one. So what a lot of people do, what they call stack. So they'll make the first lightning lane reservation at 7 a.m. Then they'll make the next one at 11 a.m. Then they'll make another one at 1 p.m. But they'll make them for later on in the day. So maybe you're having a lazy pool day in the morning, or maybe you're going to go to Disney Springs, but you know at night, say you're going to Hollywood Studios, so 7 o'clock you'll get on there and you'll grab the first Slinky Dog that you can get that, say, is maybe 5:30 in the evening. And then at 11 o'clock, you're back on it. You've set yourself a little reminder. 11 o'clock, I can make another lightning lane now. And they'll make another one for later that day as well. So maybe you go for Toy Story Midway Mania at 6. And then 2 hours after that, you'll make another one. So maybe you go for Tower of Terror, which is 6:30. So by the end of the day, you've actually got 3 lightning lanes good to go. You can, of course, fiddle-faddle throughout the day. And as soon as you've used your first one, you can make your next one. So that's what stacking is. I hope that explains it. But as I say, didn't use Genie Plus on the last trip. Didn't want to. Mine is the France Pavilion. Andy, what's your favourite Epcot pavilion? And has it changed since your last trip? Favourite pavilion at Epcot? Do you know, it's probably France as well, because they've got the great attractions there. They've got Remy. We also did the Sing-Along Beauty and the Beast, which is really good as well. If you've not been to that, they've got some good snacks down there. When the festivals are on, they'll do a frozen hot chocolate martini, which is really confusing. I had the martini from the ice cream shop as well, which was there. So, yeah, probably France is my favourite pavilion. I love them all, to be honest with you. Hello to the Triff family. Upgrading on the Disney dining plan, is it worth it or not? I assume here that you're going and you've got the quick service and you want to upgrade to the regular. Depends how much it costs. Best thing to do is go online, go, right, these are the restaurants you want to go to. How much is it going to cost? Add that on and then go, actually, it works out cheaper to pay out of pocket. Because one of my favourite places, and I should have mentioned this when I was doing my top 3 restaurants, I really enjoyed Sebastian's Bistro over at the Caribbean Beach Resort, and it's only like $30-something for an adult. So if you pay for that with a table service credit, it's really not worth it. It's really not value for money. A lot of people like use a snack credit for a bottle of water. Again, it's not value for money. I think the dining plan is good if you like to pre-budget. So you can pay for it up in advance. So when you go, don't worry about food. It's all paid for. Then you're not constantly looking at your wallet all the time. I actually don't think the dining plan is worth the money. But if you get it for free and it works out for you, then go for it. Apart from this is from TARDIS Outbreak on Instagram. Apart from the 35th anniversary Hollywood Studios merchandise, Andy, did you buy anything else? So the Hollywood Studios 35th, I got the Loungefly backpack and I got the 35th T-shirt. I think I actually just got carried away in the moment because it was only that chance to buy it, so I got it. I didn't buy anything else. Oh, no, I did. I bought a cafetiere. That was the only other thing I bought. I bought a cafetiere, a Mickey Mouse cafetiere, because I've got Spirit jerseys and it was way too hot to wear Spirit jerseys. I've got so many T-shirts. I took literally every Disney World T-shirt that I've got with me on the trip and didn't wear them all. So I thought, why am I buying any more? So that's what I bought. Didn't really spend a lot, but I did spend a lot on the food on the other side. Not a lot on merch, but a lot on food. Hello to Liz. Love the podcast. Amazing episode. Also, what is the best ages resort hopping destination? Okay, resort hopping for all ages. It's got to be Animal Kingdom Lodge, surely, hasn't it? If you're going over there, go over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, see all the animals over there. Maybe go to Sanaa for the bread service. Maybe go to the quick service and get some zebra domes. But yeah, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably the best one to go to. A lot of people say, I'm not staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so I can't go there. Of course you can go there. Yeah, go and treat yourself. Go and have a look. Maybe it might tempt you to stay. Luke, what was your total budget for the 2 weeks and did you go over or under? Luke, I definitely did not go under my budget. We didn't really set a budget. I had a number in mind, which was about $1,000, which we went over, $1,000 on food and drink. But I did find out it was way more expensive. I can't remember how much we went over, but we definitely went over that because we made a lot of restaurant reservations on the last trip. And then for the next trip, we've got to cut it down. We don't need to go to as many restaurants as possible. But yeah, we definitely went over budget. Hello to another Liz. Best Disney Springs sweet treat, please. I always get overwhelmed. Yes, so much to eat over at Disney Springs. Sweet treat. Are you talking desserts? Are you talking anything sweet? Because the hummingbird cake, in fact, the dessert platter at Homecoming, that's good. Oh, the cinnamon roll over at Summer House on the Lake was incredible, but you can only get that at brunch at the weekends. The colossal cinnamon roll, which has got all the icing on it and it's got fresh berries on it as well. We had that between two of us and we had the other half for breakfast the following day. That's a good sweet treat. Gideon's. Of course, Gideon's. That's an old school sweet treat. Yes, got to have a Gideon's cookie or two or half a dozen. I've never had anything from the Ganachery or Erin McKenna's. If you've got somebody who has any kind of allergies, Erin McKenna's is really good. It's completely vegan and they don't use dairy. They don't use flour or anything like that. So if you've got allergies or any food issues, Erin McKenna's is really good, but I've not been there. Oh, I did want to get, there's a Dole Whip Martini that they've got at Disney Springs as well. That's a good sweet treat. Didn't have that. I had my eye on it. Just didn't have time. I was there for 2 weeks with a whole list of things to do and a whole list of things to eat. Just didn't have time to do it all. And also didn't have time to answer any more of your questions. Thank you so much for getting in touch over the last week since the last episode. If you have any more questions, not necessarily about my trip, about anything in particular, if you're going to Disney World soon and there's anything you want to know, I will try my best to answer that question on our next podcast, which is a week from now. It's only a week away. This has been a bonus episode. Do hit that subscribe button on the podcast. Do follow us on the socials at PodMagical. If you've got any questions, that's where you need to go. If you've just come back from Disney or you're going to be going soon and you'd love to come on the podcast and talk about your trip when you get back, even if you've not been for ages, I love talking to people who love Disney World, which is probably why you listen to this podcast. So do get in touch. We'll sort out a Zoom session. A lot of people say, I want to come on the podcast, but I don't know how it works. Literally, we'll set up a Zoom whenever you're free and we just talk about Disney World. I mean, it's probably what you're doing with your friends all the time anyway. So get in touch. We'll get you on the podcast. Back with a brand new episode this time next week. It's only a week away. Until then, please stand clear of the doors.